In this tutorial, we are going to crochet my Into the Woods beanie pattern in child size. This beanie comes in sizes preemie all the way to extra large adult. The written pattern, as well as everything I'm using in this tutorial, will be linked in the drop-down description box below, or you can visit my website, jonnamartinez.com. As always, if you enjoy content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. For materials, you will need an H 5.00mm crochet hook, worsted weight yarn, a pair of scissors, stitch markers, a yarn needle for weaving in ends, and a tape measure. To begin, create a slip knot of your choice. Now chain 48 for child size. Remember, the loop on your hook never counts as a chain. Once I have chained 48, I will show you how my work is looking. Here is my chain of 48. Row 1. Single crochet into the second chain from hook. Single crochet into the next chain. Now half double crochet your remaining chains. Continue half double crocheting until you get to the end of your chain. Once I get to the end of this row, I will show you how my work is looking. Here I am at the end of row 1, and I am placing my last 2 half double crochet. To make things easier so you don't lose any stitches, I like to place a stitch marker into my very first stitch. Now that we have completed row 1, it's time to measure our work. This child size should be about 11 inches long or 28 centimeters. Be sure your work is lying on a flat surface, and you can also give it a little stretch. If your work is shorter than 11 inches, you want to size up your crochet hook. If it is larger than 11 inches, then you want to size down your crochet hook. If your work is within a quarter to half inch, I usually don't worry about it. Chain 1 and turn to begin row 2. To begin row 2, we have the loop on our hook, then our chain 1, and then our first stitch. When looking from the top, your first stitch has 2 loops, the back loop and the front loop. We're going to be working into the back loop only. Slip stitch into the back loop only all the way down your row. Continue working slip stitches back loop only all the way until the end of your work. If you are using stitch markers, you can also place a stitch marker into the very first stitch of this row. Once I have completed this row, I will show you how my work is looking. Here I am at the end of row 2. Chain 1 and remove your stitch marker. Turn to begin the next row. Row 3. Here we have the loop on our hook, our chain 1, and then because of the slip stitches, we have V's on the front of our work and also at the top of our work. Looking from the top of our work, slip stitch, back loop only, 2 stitches. Then single crochet, back loop only, 2 stitches. Half double crochet, back loop only, your remaining stitches. Here I'm going to replace my green stitch marker into the first stitch of the row. Continue half double crocheting, back loop only, until you get to the end of the row. Then I will meet back up and show you how my work is looking. Here I am at the end of row 3. Chain 1 and turn. For this row, we're just going to slip stitch into back loop only all the way down our work. Again, I'm going to move my purple stitch marker into the first stitch of the row. You can see our work now has a smooth side and a ridge side. From here, we're just going to repeat row 3 and row 4 until we have 71 rows, or our work measures between 18 and 19 inches, or 46 to 48 centimeters. Here I have completed 71 rows, and now we're going to measure the hat. You want to be sure your hat is laying on a flat, hard surface, and you can also give it a little stretch to be sure it is straight. Again, our hat should be about 11 inches from the top to the bottom, and you're going to measure with the ribs running up and down. The top of our hat is where the single crochet and slip stitches are. That should be more narrow. So you're going to measure along the bottom edge. Again, the bottom edge should measure between 18 and 19 inches, or 46 to 48 centimeters. Now fold your hat in half with the smooth side on the inside of the hat. We're going to slip stitch the hat closed. Grabbing a loop from my beginning chain and the front loop of my last row, I'm just going to slip stitch all the way to the top of the hat. As you work, you can use a stitch marker at the top of the hat to be sure it stays even. Here is my work after slip stitching. Now cut a long tail. Attach your yarn needle, and we're going to be working into the ridge row ends, like this. Work all the way around the top of your hat. Pull the tail to cinch the top of the hat closed. Here you will have a small hole at the top of the hat. This is perfect to attach a pom-pom with a loop. If you prefer not to have a hole or to use a pom-pom, you can just sew an X at the top of your hat, and this will close that last space. Weave in the tail and all of your ends. I like to be sure to go in at least 2 different directions. Once you are done, roll up the brim of your hat and your hat is ready to wear. I hope you enjoy crocheting my Into the Woods beanie pattern. Again, if you're interested in purchasing the written pattern, you should be able to find it on Etsy and Ravelry. And thank you for helping support this channel. Other ways you can help support this channel for free is to hit the like button, leave me a comment, even if it's just an emoji, or say hi, share this tutorial with your friends, and of course subscribe if you haven't. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a lovely crochet day, and to see you again in my next tutorial.